Hello, everyone. This is Mike Feldbauer from the Flagler County Drug Court Foundation, coming to you from the Flag the Voice podcast studio here in Palm Coast. I have a very special guest with me today, and I'll be introducing you to her shortly. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back. I have in the studio with me today a young lady who I've known now probably, I'm getting 7 years, 8 years maybe? 2014, who is a drug court graduate, has done extremely well, has raised a family in the most difficult times, and we'll talk a little bit about what she's had to go through there. She spent a little longer normal time in the drug court program than the minimum, but no road is straight. But the fact is that what we're going to talk about and what you're going to hear about and how I'm going to introduce you to this young lady is the real results. And the real results are how well she's doing now. So everybody, please say hello to Kaitlyn Smith.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Okay. You think you're ready to talk about your drug court time and your road to recovery?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah?
y'all can't sanction me now, can you? Just saying.
I still have some influence,
Uh,
but I don't think we're going to need to do that. I think you've done.
my paper says otherwise.
You've done really well, and one of the reasons we want people like yourself on the program is to encourage those that are still going through it, those who haven't even entered their world to recovery but need to hear that there is a way out.
Mm-hmm.
There is a way out.
Absolutely.
So we're here, and we want to just basically, what you feel comfortable talking about, that's what we want to hear.
Okay.
So if you can give us a little background, don't go into the deep, dark woods,
Nah.
but you can come into where the sunshine is getting through the leaves a little bit. Let us know where you were, how you got involved, and then what brought you into the drug court,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll go from there. So you're on.
Alrighty. No pressure. I'm 35 now, so go backwards a little bit. I had my first child when I was 21. I was a single mom. Not only did I find out you're having a baby when I just signed up for hair school. I was so excited. Moved out on my own, just signed up for hair school. I was going to do the thing. Didn't work out as planned. Anyways, found out I was pregnant with my oldest. Not only did I find out I was pregnant and going to be a single mom, but he also was diagnosed with hypoplastic left heart syndrome. So, not only was I going to be a single mom for the first time at a young age, also to an extremely sick child. I didn't know if I was bringing him home. I wasn't worried about changing a diaper for the first time. I was worried about open heart surgeries and survival rates. And I like to touch on that because that is what started my road down using. I was masking a lot of feelings that I didn't even know existed. Flash forward, he had his second open heart surgery. I got rear-ended by a car when I was at a stoplight. I barely even got tapped, but it was my excuse to then go get a lawyer and go to the doctor. And they sent me to a very nice doctor who sat me down in a room and asked me if I was in pain and continuously wrote me more scripts every time I said it wasn't working. And that's what started my addiction. And it didn't take long until it was bad. I'll just leave it there. Ended up getting arrested in, I believe it was the beginning of 2014. Had my oldest son with me, so that kind of changed my viewing on things. I realized I did have a problem. I had no idea what or how it led from just taking pills to getting arrested with my kid in the car and needles in my car. But it did, and it went very fast. So I was presented drug court in this little room in jail, and all I think I heard was, if you want to go home and see your son, you need to sign these papers. And that's exactly what I did. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Pretty sure I kicked and screamed for a while. did a couple of sanctions. I knew I wanted to get clean. I knew I wanted to be a good mom, but I didn't know how.
Yep.
I had no idea. So, with the help of the drug court team, y'all kept me around for what? 2.5 years. It took me to graduate drug court. 2.5 years. I think what is the program? It's 11 months?
It's about 14. It's 54 weeks minimum.
How? Not then. This was before. In
Yeah.
2014, it was before you guys changed it. I think you guys made it longer since then.
We might have made it a little bit longer,
Yeah,
but
but
not
I think
much.
it was right under a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I took it and ran with it. Reason being is I think God did for me what I couldn't do for myself. 11 months in a program wasn't going to do anything for me. I ended up having 2 more kids while I was in drug court with a drug court participant that I was steered very clearly from doing. And, it's not good to get into a relationship when you're first getting clean because your thought process isn't the best. And I love my babies more than anything in this world, but my thought process definitely wasn't there.
Yeah, there's not a question about that. I mean, we don't encourage people, particularly in the early stages of recovery, to get involved because you got to concentrate on yourself.
I didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
I had no business talking that. I didn't know who Kaitlyn was to even explain who Kaitlyn was to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
All you're doing is you're filling a void. You're filling a void. You just stopped using drugs, and now you have to fill a void with something else that's going to take your time and that's what everybody does. And it's not what you're supposed to do, and I definitely don't condone it. Anyways, but it taught me a lot. I needed to go through a lot of those things while I was in drug court, while I was on probation, while I had a felony sentence hanging over my head, while I knew I wanted to go home to my kid. I didn't know what I needed to do, but I listened to everybody around me because they did. And I clearly didn't know what I was doing. So yeah, 2.5 years I think it took me, and I graduated successfully.
Yes, you did. Yep. It was a fantastic day for your graduation.
I promised my son I would do that.
Yep.
But I had to promise me first. Which it's not easy.
No.
It's not easy. I will say, though, it's really easy to do it when you got probation over your head and you got a judge looking at you every week. The work starts when you leave. The work starts when you pick up that key tag and you're done. And you don't have that looking out. And you fall down. And it's not easy. It's not perfect. It definitely is not perfect. But all the tools that I got when I was in drug court is what allows me to sit here and tell people my story. I was able to go back in my toolbox and I was able to pull things out that I remembered from rehab when I did 6 months at Project Form, and from the different sanctions that the judge made me sit through when I was extremely pregnant, super pissed because all I did was miss a meeting. That's all I did.
Mm-hmm.
But he made me sit there, and it was for a reason that I couldn't see. It was so much bigger than that. It was. So flash forward, it's not been easy. It's not been perfect. It's not been all peaches and cream, but I have not picked up. I just didn't pick up. It's literally, it just comes down. You just don't do it. You just don't do it.
Well, I know that's a big part of it. Knowing that you want it is a bigger part of it, to drive it. And for you, part of the reason that you wanted it is because you are a phenomenal mother, and you wanted to do it because of your kids.
And
We
I
all
have 4 of them.
Yeah, we all hang on. We all hang on to different things to get us to the point that we want to get to.
Mm-hmm.
And for you, I'm sure that was a big part of it. And now you got to tell the audience how well your son is doing.
So my baby, who I was talking about in the beginning, who has hypoplastic left heart syndrome, for people that don't know, he essentially was only born with half of a heart. He has 1 pumping chamber, 1 receiving chamber, and that's it. The other side of his heart just literally didn't develop. He's now a quarterback for a flag football team, travel team. Just played at Disney. We go to Tampa. We go to Orlando. He's on the Mad Dogs rec team. He helps other kids. It's amazing. It's amazing to see how good he's doing. It really is. And to know that if I didn't stick it through and just one more day, just one more minute, I might not be able to see any of this. I wouldn't.
That's right.
We just moved into a new house a couple of months ago, a 2-story brand new house that was built a year ago, me and the kids, and it's just, I'm living life beyond my wildest dreams, and it took a really long time to get here.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, it took a long time. You stayed at it. You didn't get the bumps in the road, didn't take you off the road. As you said, the tools that you had learned while you were in the program, you were able to get back and use those tools to get yourself back to wherever you needed to be. And where you are now, what we see, the people that are on the drug court team and people that are in the Drug Court Foundation, when we see the results, it's what keeps us going. Okay? We don't always see those same results, but we need to see that. And so do other people in recovery.
Absolutely.
They need to know that it's there.
And it's not perfect. And that's the biggest thing that I preach, is it's not perfect. And when I got clean, I thought I was going to get clean, and now because I'm not using drugs, my life is going to be perfect. All the things that I damaged while I was using, they continue to come back and resurface in your life. So I'm dealing with stuff now that I didn't know I was ever going to have to deal with. That's 10 years old. But guess what? I did the damage back then, and I have to repay for it now. It's just not another reason to pick up and create more.
Exactly.
No reason to go backwards.
Well, I can tell you we're very proud of you.
Thank you.
Me personally, we've kept in touch.
Mm-hmm.
You're one of my wife's favorite people, if you remember that. She got to meet you at a couple of the events, like I think one of the picnics we had out at one of the county parks, and you guys hit it off together. Mm-hmm. And she's so happy when I told her that we're going to be doing this today. She was very excited to hear how well you're doing. And again, it's what keeps me, and I know it keeps the other people that are involved in helping people going, seeing that there is success, because we do get the failures.
Absolutely.
And
it's there.
Some of us, including myself, we get very personally involved. Mm-hmm. And those failures hit us hard. Because it's not a job for the members that, the Drug Court Foundation is all volunteers.
Absolutely.
We've got a heart to help people in recovery. Mm-hmm. I tell people that the people that are on the drug court team, okay, though they're not volunteers, I am, and we have 2 others that are volunteers on there. Another person has been in long-term recovery, and we have a physician here in town that's on the team. The other ones are employed. But if you talk to them after they've been on that for a while,
it changes you.
It changes them, and they don't want to get off. Many of them said.
I forgot to talk about is when I joined the drug court team right after I graduated.
Yep.
And that was for a few months, and it does it because you pull really closely. You want everybody to make it. You want everybody to get it like you got it.
Right, and it's difficult for those coming in and becoming part of that initially. The lawyers, the state's attorneys, even the public defenders, though they're always out to help people. Even the judges, because all our judges have come from our felony judges. Mm-hmm. And they're used to, you did the crime, you're going to do the time. I don't want to hear it.
Not the rehab, right.
Okay, and drug court is an alternative, is to get people out of that, is to help them. And it takes a while for some of them to get used to that thing. I'll never forget, we had a meeting amongst various drug courts in the 7th Circuit, a training session one week. And at the end of that session, we had several of the drug court judges in the district come. And a question came up. It said, what's the most difficult thing you have to do in drug court, Judge? And you remember Judge Walsh? Mm-hmm. Okay. Who's been on the podcast.
Oh, he's
and he said
a big part of my story.
Yep. The most difficult part of being a judge in the drug court program is seeing somebody fail and happen to sentence them out. I said, well, why is that? It's because we got to know them as people.
Yep.
They weren't just a case.
It wasn't just the crime.
No.
You understood kind of why, the psychological part behind it.
Yep. And the people that are involved on the drug court team, never mind the Flagler County Drug Court Foundation, they all have to get that.
Mm-hmm.
The probation officers have to get that attitude changed. Okay, we're not just here to check and see if we can fail you.
Right, right. That should not be the end goal.
No,
the end goal is rehabilitation.
Yeah.
Now, if you take yourself to that route, then that's on you.
What can we do to help them get to it? We can't do it for them.
Nope.
We can give them the guidance they might need. We can give them the support they need,
Mm-hmm.
but it's up to them whether they're going to do it or not.
Yeah.
And we know that many of the people who come into the drug court program itself, initially, it could take them 3 or 4 months before they make that decision that I really want this.
Sometimes even longer.
Yeah, because for most, initially it's a get out of jail card.
Absolutely. I didn't know what I was doing for the first couple of months. I knew I wanted to be clean, and I knew I wanted to be not in jail. That's what I knew.
Yeah. Well, we extended a pre-meeting with Kaitlyn here because for everybody out there, Kaitlyn is coming to be part of the team here at Flagler Voice. She's going to be out there selling podcasts and selling sponsorships for different podcasts. And we are so happy that she's going to be part of this team. And again, I can't tell you how happy I am because what I see, what I hear, and to see how your kids are progressing. Not just the son.
And I have an amazing boyfriend who's in recovery too and extremely supportive. And
all right. Are we going to get him on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All
Dylan,
right.
you hear that?
Yeah. She's made a commitment for you. Okay. And that's great. And I know that normally we'd run this a little bit longer, but you have to rush off to get your son at a football practice. So we're going to cut it short today. We will have Kaitlyn back in the future again to talk a little bit more. And if anybody out there knows or has a desire to come onto this program, talk about their walk-in recovery, encourage people that are out there, because that's what it's got to be done. We have to change our community's attitude toward people that are suffering in substance abuse. They're not all criminals. They might do criminal activity, but they're not criminals. In the 12 years I've been part of the drug court program, I've never met one person that became addicted to a substance abuse that wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the goal. The goal is to cover up pain. Or in your case, you got caught up in the pain of an accident and the doctor didn't take good care of you. And you're not the first person. We had another young fellow who's been on the program, had a severe automobile accident when he was 13 years old. He's got enough metal to set off most of the detectors. Okay, and they just kept going. And then when he couldn't get it, they get him by it in the street. And now, I don't know if I have his exact date, but it's probably close to 2 years he hasn't even had an aspirin. And it had to be a decision he got to and made in his life. He wanted it, and he's done a phenomenal job, as you have. So thank you for being with us today. And I'm going to be signing off here to everybody. Check us out. We're on the air every Thursday morning at 8 o'clock, and then you can check us out there. You can go to our Facebook page, both the Flagler County Drug Court Foundation page, Flagler Voices Facebook page. Go to YouTube and go to the Flagler Voice. You'll see us all on there. We're going out all over the area. So if you got a story to tell, come on and tell your story. I will see you later, everybody. Have a great day. Hey everybody, this is Mike Feldbauer from the Flagler County Drug Court Foundation, coming to you today from the Flagler Voice podcast studios here in Palm Coast. Hey listeners, want to play a round of golf and support a great cause? Join us for Golf for Recovery on May 24th at the Palm Harbor Golf Club, hosted by the Flagler County Drug Court Foundation. This annual fundraiser helps provide critical support to individuals in the Flagler County Drug Court program, people working hard every day to rebuild their lives and stay on the path to recovery. So grab your clubs and bring some friends and come make a difference, one swing at a time. For more info, please feel free to contact me at 401-864-6997 or M. Feldbauer, that's F as in Frank, ELDBAUER. Just a couple little quick things on it. We need you to register soon, so we have to put out the information to the golf club so they know what teams are coming and how many people. And we need the restaurant to know what their lunch is going to be. So please get a hold of me. We'll get your registration set up and get you going. Also, local businesses, we really could use your help. We need your support. So how about becoming a sponsor for the golf tournament? Again, contact me at 401-864-6997, and we'll set you up. Have a great day, everybody. Look forward to hearing from you. Good.